The Elated Sob story. Star Dell'Era? Dell'Era, okay. Fancy name. Well, we'll start it with that question. Where did the name come from? Your actual name and the moniker.
Oh, okay.
Or band name, I guess.
Well, I was born 19. The moniker, I guess, basically because my life is so contradicting. It's happy and it's sad, and I want to do so much. Like, I want to write a book. Like you, I have my own ego, which I think a lot of people do. And poor thing.
No worries.
Oh, guy just dropped his coffee. It sucks. But no, basically, my life, I want to do so much with it. I want to do an autobiography. There's, you know, as a musician, as an artist, you're just always tortured. There's always something wrong with you, and that's where a lot of people, to me, people that can sing about like happy stuff, like Jens Lekman, like that's someone who I'm obsessed with right now. Because even though when he's singing about a sad song, it's still so colorful, and even when its undertone is sad, it's still very upbeat to me. And I don't know, that's where the whole Elated Sob story came from. It was actually going to be a band name for another band I was in, and we presented it, and it came down to a democracy. It was like, okay, we had to have a unanimous
What's the other name?
The other band I was in is called Blondewood. Yeah. How well did that go over during shows? You got
Makes a good sex joke.
Yeah, that's all I'd ever made.
I just feel like every time you hear Blondewood, hey, we're Blondewood, and you go like,
yeah, oh
yeah. At the end of every time you know.
Believe me, there was plenty of those jokes, like would this, would that. But anyways, it was a unanimous decision of one person who decided, regardless, when she presented Blondewood, she wanted that. So we were like, okay, whatever. And I always told myself, I'm like, if I ever do anything solo, it will be that. It will be that name. It'll be the Elated Sob story.
Well, I guess it's good because you kind of were able to keep it for yourself instead of it being lost amongst another thing.
It definitely makes me happier that I have it now. That it's all under, me, I own the domain name, like, it's all me, like, even if it goes nowhere, you know, I am really happy that it's me.
Yeah, I know, well, I guess this brings up another question that's not on the list. No, I just think it's kind of strange sometimes when people keep coming up with new monikers for every new genre of music that they play. Would you change your this kind of ties into an actual question. Would you change your name to, say, if you started to do electronic music, like say like you're like Overboard, like if you were to do more songs only that way, would you change your name to something else? Or would you just keep everything under the Elated Sob story banner?
It would be the Elated Sob story. It would be like the same as something like Madonna, you know, she's changed and evolved, and so is Modest Mouse, you know, all those bands, they've changed to an extent, and you know, even the Beatles, like, personally, I don't like the Beatles. I know. I know. Everyone just turned their computer off.
It's okay.
No, like, personally, like, I don't get anything from them. I love what other artists do with their music. That's, I mean, that's where I guess I can say I'm influenced by them, regardless, but I wouldn't change my name. It's mine, you know? It's all about, that's it. I wouldn't change it.
I just think from a publicity standpoint, if people care about that sort of thing, it becomes confusing if you're changing your name every other album. I mean, that's kind of the same thing with me too. Existential Hero, just, I didn't have to, the last album was rap, so why would I bother changing? I don't know. Anyways, but exactly. It's like, it just helps to stay under one banner. It's easier to deal with. You're not constantly.
Yeah, I've noticed that, like, a lot of bands, they do decide to just change the name.
If you went hip-hop, MC Elated Sob story.
Yeah, I know. Like, if I'm gonna do hip-hop, damn it, it's gonna be the Elated Sob story. Like, to me, like, I don't want to lose my fans. Because, like, Overboard, that song, I love that song. That song was done with Scott from Buzz Killington, Scott Crawford, and it was done in a matter of, honestly, the song took maybe 20 minutes. Mixing and getting, too into it, a lot of alcohol later, like, oh, I should put, like, a dog barking in it, then you decide, let's not put the dog barking in it, but whatever, like, that song took, like, 20 minutes, and it was very different. However, I wanted to do that.
It was GarageBand, right? It
was, yeah. The drumming is GarageBand, there's a tambourine, which I have, but we decided to use that one, because it's just way more on, on beat, and, but yeah, it's me doing the bass, and he's doing the keyboard. He has a Korg, and he was doing like stuff with the
Micro Korg?
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Sorry, Scott, if it's not. Like the arpeggio, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like he was messing around with that, and we even like took a break and went like had sushi, a couple sake bombs, came back to it, you know, and just had some more fun. And that's how I like to create music with people. It's just having a good time. As soon as it gets down to meticulous type of things, I don't want to do it.
Well, that brings me to another question, I think. I was gonna say, I mean, your songs do run a different, Wish You Had My Mind?
I wish someone had my, no, it's Wish You Had a Mind.
Wish You Had a Mind, where it's like a kind of a more twee, cutesy ukulele, and then you got like Out of Me, which is my favorite song of yours, just because I like the way the end works and
That's
stuff.
That's a Bikini Kill.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a cover song.
Well, I mean, I've never heard the original, so
it's not
song.
too far off. Like, I gotta give Toby Vale and Kathleen Hanna, and I forget the other names of the artists, I gotta give them their props. That actually, like, that song just goes back to high school for me.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, that song, I remember the first time I heard that song, just thinking, like, whenever I get a band, I've gotta cover it. I have to. And that actual recording that we have, that was just done in a recording space.
Oh.
Or a rehearsal space.
Yeah.
In Fountain Valley. I think it was Sound Matrix Studios.
Oh, nice.
And my friend, same guy, Scott, he came in the first time ever jamming with when I had Chris Koenig. He was on the guitars. Jenny, why am I drawing a blank? Jenny Riggins. She was also in the band The Last Gang. That's a punk band in LA. They're doing, you know, she's no longer with them. She was in the band Blondewood with me. And then Clara, she's on drums. And then Scott came in that day. It was the first time we all got together. We just kind of, I mean, it was Scott's first time with all of us.
Yeah, okay.
And he just added these little leads. He's the one doing the leads in Out of Me. And so that was amazing. Like that whole moment. And yeah. And we didn't even do a mic check. That's why sometimes it sounds so loud. And, which there's really never a mic check when it comes to that music. Or that music.
Well, yeah, it's actually funny that you say that it's a cover, because I covered someone's song, and then I learned later it was a Cat Stevens song, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's your song, so.
I would wish I could come up with stuff as clever as what they did.
But anyways, the question was, so you've done, I mean, because you have, and also you have like dance songs and stuff like that, and like, more like that, and then you also have ukulele stuff. It's like, I guess, what do you find more satisfying, just whatever you're working on at the time, or like more, do you really like playing with people and you think that's like the most fun?
That's where I definitely get way more, I don't know, if I'm hanging out by myself and I grab a ukulele, like, that's where the song Sunny Surprise, that actually, I came up with the ukulele part alone. Same with Wish You Had a Mind, just sitting around.
Yeah.
And Wish You Had a Mind was actually, it was the first time I picked up the ukulele, and I did like the first couple chords, and I really wanted to just come up with kind of like a twee type of song. I really, you know, that's my problem, is like I want to come up with happy songs when they always end up sad, when it's just me. But if I have a band around me, they kind of help pull me out of that sad weirdness that I stick myself into. And that's why when I work with a band, things like or other people, things like Overboard come about. And Wish You Had a Mind, like on the Series 2 compilations, I don't know if you know about the record company, that's Wish You Had a Mind is done with the band on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. It's different from the one on the page right now. Part of me didn't want to taint it like that. The one that I did was just on a little recorder in my room by myself. And then,
what's your gear?
Oh God, it's so bad. Whether sometimes it might be GarageBand, other times it might be my friend's little.
Do you have a Mac?
I don't even have a Mac. Like, so it all depends. Like, I have this really horrible Sony voice recorder. That's Wish You Had a